Hello and thanks for joining. Today we are attempting to do the reflective highlight in the shadow. Starting out with the cheat paper here to a warm up, and then we're going to go to the arches paper and try to do a serious attempt at that. So, the highlight in a shadow is kind of a silvery things got different tonal value than the positive space, which is what's up here. And here I just laid down some basic tones, and this thing, I gotta say, this thing here is not really appropriate. I'm gonna try to blot some of that up. This is like I don't know, a golden kind of color. Using a large brush, and I'm about to hit the shadow area. So shadow area, we want it's like a warm gray, and it has a hint of yellow in there because the pear is actually there's a reflection of the yellow down here in the shadow. So I guess we're gonna paint that first, and then we're gonna layer on. So this is the reflection of the shadow. This is exaggerated at this stage, but now we're gonna add a gray. So let's just try to hit the gray, and I'm leaving a space, not touching this. Um, I'm not gonna touch the edge with this shadow. Okay, this is a blend. It's a very subtle color of orange in the shadow, so we're just going to blend this together. Now we go down to here, and we also have this other shadow coming out here of the stem. Okay, now try to blend that together. So right at the edge there's a dark shadow, and so there we got a good blend. Um, let's just try to, now since we're using cheap paper here, this there's a really good chance we're going to get some undesirable water behavior in this shadow, but that's the joy of the cheap paper. It's just going to happen that way, and we got to uh, acclimate ourselves to that. Let's see if we put this up here. Okay, so that's a good underpainting, and now now we need some more bold tones, so let's get some bold tones going. They say a good way to get a shadow like this is mixing yellow and black, but we don't have any black, so just gonna, what I have here is a Payne's gray. There we go. And there's a dark right there. Let's get that in there. Now this is a dark, this area of the stem has a dark green. So I'm just gonna hit that with some green. Okay, this that's too much paint, but I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute, and then it'll soak in a little bit, and now I'm gonna lift it with a brush with the water squished out. Okay, this area is kind of dry, so here I'm gonna just try to get this little thing there where it is a little shadow where the There we go. Shadow where the stem connects to the fruit. And let's see where we're at. Okay, so I'm going to take a finer brush, and this is damp, not really dry, but I'm going to try to do a hard shadow, which is, let's see, this kind of like, be better if this was totally dry for this, but let's just see what happens. Looks pretty good. Here, take some paint off the brush. I mean, now we're going to just try to blend this. Alright, and now I'm going to try to like blot up some of this. This is the highlight in the shadow. Okay, now we're going to try to get a little bit of a harder line right here at the edge of this shadow. And this we want to diffuse. And I guess that's our underpainting. So here, the way this paint is, moving around is uh, because we're using cheap paper. I'm going to try to just make a highlight here. We're going to put just plain water and blot it up. There's also a highlight here. Let's try to hit that one. We're just brushing the paint, just brushing the paper with clear water. And here, pull out these highlights. Another one right here. Just rubbing that with clear water. The more you rub, the more it's going to come off. So there we go. Okay, let's try to just blend this. So this looks, you know, too light, but we got a great shape of the pear going here. There to soften this edge. We're going to do the same thing. Rub some water on there, and let's just try to do one more right here, because that's an area that's coming close. All right, well, great underpainting. Let's try to hit it with, we're going to do the arches paper now, so I guess we had a good practice. Here's the real thing, so let's see if we can get some yellow down here. And then we need yellow gray, so let's see about, there's some yellow gray. And so this one, I'm just going to take blue and do some blue there. Blue can give us a false sense of what this almost, you know, metallic silvery shadow is going to be. So it is an exaggerated color, but you know, at a glance later on, when the thing is you know, almost done, it's just going to you know, be a hint of just kind of like suggest a different color and help us get depth. Pear is a great thing to paint if you ever want to paint something where you can make some mistakes. Hello, Ida Galub. Thank you for the hello. Hello, Warrior fans. I appreciate the hi. Thanks for the compliment, Warrior fans. Okay, let's see here. So what we're trying to focus on here is the highlight in the shadow, just to, you know, pick something. And so here I'm gonna just lay down some paint there. This is gonna be highlight in shadow, then gonna put some gold there. Um, you know, this is, you know, not exactly photorealism here, but we need to have different tones in there to say, you know, hello, I'm a highlight in the shadow. So here I'm just gonna sort of put some water where the whole shadow is, and then let's also get kind of a dark here. So here now, since we have like 4 colors sitting here, then, you know, what is going to become the shadow is going to have, you know, some different personality and, you know, more depth and interesting, what personality compared to if we're just doing all one color, which, you know, why would we want to do all one color? All right, so, okay, that. Okay, now we are boldly putting in the color in the highlight, or the highlight in the shadow, which is what we decided was our actual thing we got going on here is the okay, that's good, that looks nice. It's unknown whether this hard edge and you know, contrast in this way off to the left is a good idea. It might not be, but we're gonna just continue on. Then here, it's just gonna make this a little bit more pronounced. So unlike this paper, we can do stuff like this and not have it get looking all weird. So that's the benefit of using the expensive paper. So I'm gonna put some blue in the shadow. I'm gonna mix up Payne's gray. Payne's gray is usually blue and black, and this is gonna be a Payne's, and then there's also red in Payne's gray often, but here I'm just doing a dark umber plus blue, and let's just see if we can get this edge. Oh, hi, Pink's Nymphology. Thank you very much for coming. The pear is the feminine fruit, and oh, you can't see the pear on top? Sometimes what I see is different from what people see. I don't know. Here, there's the pear on top. Sometimes I'm very surprised with, what the image is. Anyway, where was I? I think we were trying to get this edge right here. So here we're trying to do the bottom edge of the pear. Instead of painting the bottom edge, we're painting the shadow that's at the bottom edge. And by painting the shadow, which is of course negative space, we will establish the edge of the pear without actually painting it. So that's a really big part of at least my watercolor ideal. So here we are trying to get the bottom edge of the pear. I rinsed off some of the water and paint off the brush, and I'm just going to try and make this into a fade. So this is a very important aspect right there. And then this. So now we have, it looks like the bottom of the pear, and this is actually shouldn't be there. It took some pretty much water, and then just gonna blot that up because this little area was not really belonging. And I don't know if you can see there, but the shadow sort of ends here, and right here there's a highlight. So this is the end of this serious shadow, and then up here it's kind of a highlight. Let's just try to put this in. Try to go out there. And when I painted this hard line, I was thinking, well, is that good to have that in there? And now we are sort of blending that. One little thing that is bad right now is this tone is pretty much the same all the way around there. We do not want that. The same tone is going to look the same distance away and from the viewer, and this is closer to the viewer than that, so that's something that we got to fix up as we go. And this has to be farther away from that. The way you get something closer and farther as far as a gray shadow is, you know, warm and cool. So warm comes forward, cool goes back. So I'm going to take some red and make kind of a red, purple, gray, and I'm do this area red, purple, gray. So this should make this area come closer. And yes, this does look closer than that now, but it also looks kind of dumb. So as we go, we're gonna have to fix that up so it doesn't look dumb. And thank you for the positivity, Pink's Nymphology. I gotta come over and check out your channel. That's a very interesting name. Okay, let's see what's happening here now. So we got this white here. We don't mind leaving white as we go. You know, we got white here, here. White is where paper has not had any paint touch it yet. And but in this instance here, I think I'm gonna take a little yellow, and since I titled this live as highlight and shadow, or the highlight and shadow up there, then I better do a good job with the highlight and shadow. So I got some yellow there. I'm just gonna do that. That looks great. I'm still leaving white there. We don't want to be, you know, jump in and have, you know, solid colors anywhere too early. Here, there's a highlight in the shadow, and so I'm just gonna, I just put water on the brush, and most of the paint is gone. I'm just gonna rub the area and then blot it up there, and now we are achieving a highlight by removing paint. And so even though it's kind of a blob looking thing, it's still a little better. Okay, so now I want to hint at the pear stem. So what color is in the pear stem? We have it's like an ochre. It's got a hint of green down here. There's a bit of umber. The end is almost black right there, but then there's a gray tip on the stem, and here there's like some burnt umber kind of color, and like right here is kind of like the color of hay. So let's just jump in and start hitting the stem. Stem starts right here. I can't remember what color is on the brush right now, but this is going to be the beginning of the stem. And so I guess we got a very faint neutral gray here, and so that's good because that's kind of, you know, I never draw first with pencil for watercolor, but you know, this is sort of the equivalent as we draw this very faint color, and that looks good. Now let's see. So this color here, this is a Primatech color, and that is like they say make this with ground up rocks and stuff like that. So this well, whatever, it's an interesting color. Now for this, let's just gonna get a hard edge there. This is where the stem connects to um, the flesh of the fruit. So that's good. We definitely hinted at the stem there, and I think the shadow of the stem is darker here than it is up here. So here, let's just sort of exaggerate the shadow also right here. Now this is dumb to be using the same color right here and there, but looks good. But let's go a little bit deeper into the shadow. There we go. So having all these different colors in the shadow, I'm sure you will agree, is a benefit. The shadow is has a lot more, character than if we would have done the shadow all one color. Also, I'm going to put clear water here and just put a highlight right there. There's kind of a highlight that follows the whole thing. And then right here, I don't know if you were there here when we first put this, and we said, well, I wonder if that's really appropriate to have that contrast and the hard line right there. And I just decided it's got to go. So here, taking clear water, rubbing it on that whole area, and we're going to try to lighten that whole area right there. And it is getting lighter. All right, so this white here is we definitely want to put something there because that is not really a highlight. But anyway, we are building the form slowly and cautiously. This shadow here, we're going to try to uh, reform. That's a little better. So I guess what we're getting in there is a little fade out. And this shape is not quite right. We want to get more of a curve here. Okay, now we're going to jump back into this. Looking good, I think, but let's just jump back into this. This was our practice warm-up, so gonna jump back into the practice warm-up. First thing we want to do is get more definition in this shadow. This is a bold color we got going here, but we got to be bold. We cannot be timidly tiptoeing around the painting. So anyway, here we got the stem. Okay. And the way the shadow is, it's dark there and then it gets lighter. So here we're gonna go just make this, it's gonna be the lighter part of the shadow. And of course, this is wood pulp paper is not going to behave as well as the cotton paper we got going here. But next we're going to try to get, I got a kind of a golden color, and this is the highlight in the shadow where it reflects against, the light is hitting the pear, and in the shadow that's bouncing off. And right here we got kind of a golden highlight thing in the shadow. So that's what this gold right here is. Not really gold, but that's what this color is supposed to be, and that goes up there as well. And I'm going to just put a highlight there because this area is in front of this area, so to get some depths happening, this highlight is going to bring this area forward compared to that area, which is more murky. So I think I'm even going to put some water and exaggerate this highlight right here, painting just plain water on top of that dark, and boom, now we are, wow, look at that. Looks great. Holy cow. Anyway, so now we want to boldly add more richness and depth to the pear area there. And so what we want to have is for this shadow, I'm just going to try this here. The shadow is kind of a green. Let's go here. And I don't like any lines, outlines in the pear, or the painting whatsoever. Okay, so here now let's just try to get some yellow going. Here we're adding yellow, trying to achieve richness and depth. That is not a really good yellow, unfortunately. Okay, let's see here. This is the title of this live is the highlight in the shadow, and so that's what we're trying to hit right there. I'm going to take a dark green and just put it right here, just to boldly say hello. We're trying to find this space, so good. Okay, now I'm gonna mix the gray with the green. It's a warm gray, and then here, and then right there we have a pronounced dark, and also right here pronounced dark. So here I'm going to put water and try to make a highlight right there, rubbing with water and blot. There we go. Oh wow, nice. That looks great. Okay. This we're going to try to pull the existing paint and soften that edge. I love this highlight we achieved there. I also think we need a more subtle highlight right here, so painting this with water. In this case, I'm not going to use the paper towel to blot it up. I'm using the brush just because we want this to be there. Okay, looks good. Wow, we are really killing it on that shadow, aren't we? Okay. So in a lot of ways, the warm-up is looking better developed than the big fat one that's on the arches. I don't know what that is. I guess we just that's too bad. I just got a piece of paint over here in an undesirable place. Okay. So we got a kitten in the house. Let's have a look at the kitten. Say hi to the folks at YouTube. His name is Kitty or Catty, I don't know. It's my granddaughter's kitten. Okay, so checking out my painting. Thank you for coming and visiting. All right. I wonder if there's paint on there. I don't know where that came from. All right, now I'm going to turn on the overhead light and let's see what is really happening here. I guess now with some imagination we can remember what the what this looks like. So like this is what we're actually trying to paint. It looks much better, but it's also nice to be able to see what we're doing. If this is dry, yes, getting dry. So let's go back to the real big serious one here. Thanks for the comment, Night Owl. Okay, so where are we at? I'm using a number 10 brush here. I don't know. I think we started with a 14, and now then we went to 8. Now I'm going to boldly go with the 10. So here we're gonna. There's a big highlight there. I forget if that's actually there. Yes, it is. So we're gonna hit that highlight. We're painting just clear water and lift up the water with the paper towel. Now time to get brave and bold and put some brown. I forget what you call that brown. So we're gonna have kind of a golden shadow here. That cat is over there and doing, I don't know what, exploring. Okay, that. Wow, this is actually a grayish yellow. We are exaggerating that color and doing, an alternative color. This right here, I'm going to blot that up. And, oh, you want to come back up here, right? Okay. This one is called Hansa yellow. It's a bit fluorescent for our actual purpose, but you know, an exaggerated color is definitely better than a muted color. Now I have accidentally stuck some color there, but anyway. So hello, welcome back to the hour painting area. The cat has come to visit again. Oh yeah, maybe a paw print on the painting would be a benefit. Okay. Well, this area looks really great, so I'm moving up on possibly a break time. Good Lord. Okay. I think my, due to a cat walking around, I think my reference pair has moved. Oh well. Let's see. I'm going to add a little red to the shadow. There is a very subtle red up there. There's also this bruise on the pear. I don't really know if we want to do the bruise. And here comes the cat again. Come on. Okay. I'm going to take a short break, and we're going to come back to painting the highlight in the pear. And I appreciate everyone who stopped in for this real-time watercolor painting experience.